Good evening and welcome to Hensley Athletic Stadium for the Over 35 Championship Division 1 final between the unexpected in red Glebe Gorillas, who have beaten all the Titans in their way to this final and face a huge battle against another Titan, I should say, for the title. Coogee over 35s. Many say that they're better than their Prems team this year, and we have played them a couple of times with the Gorillas and lost heavily, I would say, but anything can happen in a final as the teams march out and line up four photographs in the middle with the officials in the middle also of all of that. It is the Gorillas in red shirts, sponsored by Kilmac Civil, white shorts and white socks, and AMC Realty on the back. It is Coogee in their black and white stripes with Ernesto Ugarte in goals. Bannister, the number 3, is right back. Left back, Ian McHattie. Number 12 is Keating. 17, centre back alongside Keating is Simon Hawks Lynn as the players shake hands. We have Juan, who was a quality player, number 7 on one wing. Ian O'Donoghue, another quality player, on the other, number 13. Julian Bracewell, number 10 in the middle. And he's got Smith just around him with number 20 Murray and Spitz in the forward line. Spitz, we believe, has played previously in China, and the Gorillas do have the coach of the Shanghai FC team, or former coach of the Shanghai team, Wu Jin, here tonight to help the Gorillas push on and try and get a victory in this grand final. Lining out in goals for the Gorillas as the teams take their places, the starting 11s at least on the field. We do have Andrea Barras-Simoes, who was absolutely heroic in that semi-final or prelim final against Dunbar Rovers, who were unbeaten in the league all year, with just 2 draws being their points dropped. They've been absolutely class and will march on to the champions of champions. Gorillas and Coogee just taking photos. We're also in the top 4. Andrea Barras-Simoes saved a penalty and saw another one go off the bar to make sure that the Gorillas did advance, with Akeem, who's playing centre back, getting a second chance to hit that penalty after the keeper, De Courtois, did come off his line for Dunbar. Beside him, we have the big man Jefferson from Brazil, and Swanee's playing right back, and Stewie playing on left back as Mish comes down to dispose of his Domino's Pizza. This video isn't sponsored by Domino's Pizza, it's sponsored by Awake Water, the finest water in New South Wales. You can purchase Awake Water at awakewater.earth. In the middle for the Gorillas, we have Omar. He's been playing with the Gorillas probably about 13 years on and off. He's got Brian O'Rourke, who was there from the commencement of the over 35 Gorillas, playing in goals for the Gorillas. And Scott Hasselgrove in the middle with him. Got Donny on one wing, and we have Dan Butterick on the right wing, a speedy winger, and the coach and gaffer for the Glebe Gorillas 35s. And we have just back from a long holiday in Scotland and badly needed, Bruce Gallagher up front. Gorillas are without their top striker, captain and arguably best player. 3 different people. Gaz Burns being the best player, captain being Eduardo Di Ilario, who's alongside the Chinese coach tonight on the sideline for the Gorillas. And the referee is just doing the toss in the middle, and Patrick Summerfield is away, and he is in Perth and won't be back till Sunday morning, and the Gorillas will dearly miss him. He did come at half-time in the second half against Dunbar when they were 2-0 down and didn't score a goal, but was very much part of that momentum that saw the Gorillas get back in the game. The referee, George, is ready to start off this grand final at Hensley Athletic Field. And we will have a quality game, I'm sure, and high intensity at the top level of over 35s in the eastern suburbs. On the bench for Coogee, we've got Phil Taylor, number 4, Chris Rose, number 6, Adam Marling, number 8, Jesse Taylor, who is also a coach, number 11, Daniel Mitchell, number 14, as the Gorillas just pump it long. Header won by Ian McHattie, plays it out to Juan. He's a very calm player. He was meant to take a flight back to Catalonia or España, and he didn't. He delayed his flight for this grand final. What commitment from the Spaniard, and he loves his football, and he loves Coogee, and Coogee love him. It's been a loving relationship since he started with them and playing along under Wee Ming Ting Little, and the coach for the all age ones and reserve grade for this year, playing in that upper league from the all age ones. And Coogee have done very well to have 2 teams in there and being in the top 4, with Waverley winning that, and Glebe Gorillas were 4th after commanding leads earlier on in the season. It's all about who finishes past the post first on the final day, as we're passing the ball around with Keating and playing it out to the right wing to Bannister. Coogee will have the share of possession, you would imagine, here, and Gorillas already seem to be setting up in 2 banks of 4 or almost 2 banks of 5, and little through balls like this and half chances will what will be on Coogee's plate tonight to try and get attempts on goals on Andrea Barra-Simoes. That first one goes over the bar. We have a decent crowd in here coming to watch this game tonight, and we did watch the warm-ups. There were different styles of warm-ups, both of intensity. Coogee more of a pressing purpose, Gorillas more on touching and passing, and we'll wonder if the game pans out like that at all. We have a throw in on the far side. Passing it around at the back, Jefferson to Swanee. Down the line to Omar, who lays it off to Swanee again, into feet to Butterick, and it's good football, and back to Butterick again, and Swanee's continued his run, and he's looking to put in a cross, blocked there by, I think, by Simon Hawks Lynn, and that will be a corner for the Gorillas. Nice play there from Jefferson onto Omar. Swanee to Omar, returned onto Butterick. All soft touches, all lovely passes, and got the Gorillas in an attacking zone, got a resulting corner. Butterick puts it in. Low trajectory is cleared out towards Juan. He gets his head up and rolls the ball over. Swanee will have his hands full with him, and the ball comes over, and Omar is trying to get back to cover. Early ball comes in, and a good chance for Coogee early on to put the ball in. They've gone past one. Barra-Simoes makes a great save. Cleared out by Jefferson after that. I think it's going to be a corner to Coogee. Huge opportunity there, and that's the transition from the corner where the Gorillas did have lots of bodies forward, and the guys at the back were sharp enough to try and block that out, and with their keeper as well, Andrea Barra-Simoes. Corner to Coogee. Got Julian Bracewell, number 10, lurking around there. Played short into feet. Return back, and Coogee have been doing this for years, to be honest, playing short and trying to chip the keeper, and the keeper, Andrea Barra-Simoes, had to get fingertips to it, put it over the bar. Another corner to Coogee. They're piling on the pressure. Gorillas will be more awake to the short corner from what has just happened, you'd imagine. Coogee have got 4 in the box and 2 lurking outside. 2v1 situation on the counter, with Bruce Gallagher staying up front for the Gorillas. Everyone else is in the box. Comes in, and Lino's flag went up. It went out of play, and that's a reprieve for the Gorillas, and they'll try and slow it down and get their bodies forward and try and get into this game a little bit. It's been absorption so far from the Coogee attack. Andreas plays it long. Butterick doesn't jump for it. Comes through to Bruce Gallagher. Butterick had stayed down and got a touch forward. It is read by Keating, who switches the ball out to his keeper, Ernesto. Makes good contact with it. Straight up there is Stewart winning it in the middle. Can't come down for Omar, and it's Coogee on the break again. I think that Shea Spitz on the ball has played it to O'Donoghue. He's a left-footed player. He's a tasty player. And he plays it back to Bannister. Just to keep possession will be an aim of Coogee here in this final. Exert dominance and have threats, and they do have a free kick on the far side. The referee has blown. I think there was contact there on the Coogee attack. Bannister looking to play it short towards O'Donoghue on the wing. Donny working hard to try and get behind the ball. Chipped in. Half chance here for Coogee. Shea Spitz trying to get in. Got out by Stewie, and I think it will be a goal kick. He put immense pressure there on Spitz, who had gotten forward, the number 9. And it will be a goal kick to the Gorillas. Another chance, half chance for Coogee. Andrea plays it out long, flicked on by Donny. Nice touch taken there by Brian O'Rourke in the middle. Plays it back, and Scotty tries to link up with Donny, who continued his run after good work earlier. Just goes out of play. Scotty is a very good player in the middle for the Gorillas, and he puts his heart on his sleeve. His emotions can get the better of him sometimes, but that's all part of the game. He is a gentleman off the pitch as well. Throw in for Bannister on the far side. We do have a running track here at Hensley Athletic Field, or Hensley Athletic Stadium. We are in the stand here. Throwing down the line over the head of Akeem. Trying to turn on her to Stewie. Tries to find Donny down the line under immense pressure from Bannister and Keating. Will be a throw into the Gorillas. Referee is given a free kick actually. Akeem to take it, getting bodies forward. The Gorillas, they've got 4, and 3 holding midfielders are not really supporting them. And Donny trying to get the ball there, and Bannister puts it out of play. And Donny is adjudged to have fouled Bannister. Will be a free kick to Coogee. Lots of little nigglies. The referee is right on top of George. He is a very good referee and head of referees, I understand, this year in ESFA, and he has been given this grand final. Bannister, the number 3, looking to play it long down the line. In towards Murray, the number 20. Plays it back, intercepted by Donny, turns nicely. Looking to play it into Bruce, who used his body well, trying to break through, and Bruce Gallagher, who's just come back from Glasgow, just puts the ball to the left and wide, but Ernesto Ugarte was somewhat worried as he tried to scramble down to see if that was going to be on target. Didn't dive in the end though. Ugarte plays it to Simon Hawks Lynn. Ian McCaddy is on his left, but he plays it to Keating, the number 12, in the middle of defence. Over to Bannister. Back to Keating. Hawks Lane. Nice little chip forward, won by Jefferson. Omar turned nicely on the ball and linked up nicely with Bruce. There was Daniel the Gaffer, but couldn't link up with Bruce on the final through ball. It was a bit too much on it. Bruce is quick though. Does like to have shots. Sometimes there's too much on them. Juan turning one way and the other. He has beautiful skill, the Spaniard, and tries to ghost past Omar and looks for a 1-2 and still hasn't lost Omar. Omar's trying to stick with him, but Juan is constantly on the move. Omar just talks it to Swanee, saying, "You have him now, mate. It's a bit too difficult for me to be running around midfield and making those challenges." But there is a flag gone up here, and I think it is an offside. Gorillas again reprieved. It is good tempo from Coogee. Free kick for the Gorillas, and Andrea Barricimoes is looking to take this one. It's going to be indirect for an offside. Referee's hand will be raised until there is a touch on the ball right there. Free kick again to the Gorillas. There are lots of challenges, lots of contact here in the middle, and referee is blowing them up when necessary. Played short by Brian to Omar. Out to Swanee on the wing. Back to Omar again, who's a constant option in the middle. Looking to play it long down the line from that run from Scotty, but intercepted, and it's with Juan. Bracewell, I should say, played that out to the right wing to Bannister. Bannister trying to link up again. He does switch it to Juan, who's looking around his shoulder, scanning and seeing what's happening. Plays it into Spitz. Spitz plays it through, and I think it's Bracewell who's continued his run. Plays a good ball in, and it was Murray, the number 20, that got a head on that. Couldn't put it on target. Nice play by Coogee, getting it wide, putting the cross into the middle. Keeper was rooted, had that been on target. Good movement from Shea Spitz, the number 9, to come in and play that through ball. Jefferson plays it long to Butterick. Goes out of play. McHattie looking for options. Throws it back to Simon Hawks Lynn.
Can't believe I'm not starting.
In the middle to Juan. Bracewell. Spitz again looking to turn and play it again on his left wing to the McHattie, the left back, who'd gotten forward. Murray tried to turn, was dispossessed, and O'Rourke can't keep it in. Juan is an option here for McHattie taking the throw. Good throw to Spitz, who takes a nice chested control. It's played back to McHattie and onto Hawks Lynn to Keating. Bannister, they're switching it around from left to right. Coogee making the Gorillas work. Hawks Lynn getting forward, stepping in, leaving Donny, who had come to press him, and it comes to Juan, who loves to take on players. Played to McHattie, switches it to Shea Spitz. Spitz trying to put a cross in here, wins a corner. Free kick to the Gorillas, actually. Referee has called it the other way. Played to Butterick. Plays it down to Omar, who made a great run. He didn't get a touch on the first one. Plays it into Donny, slightly behind him. He's under pressure from Keating. Coogee retain possession again. In defence, they are getting 6 or 7 back, plus the keeper, when the Gorillas are trying to counteract them. Nice skill in the middle there from Bracewell, and he's playing it out right to O'Donoghue. Shea Spitz on the ball, twisting one way and the other. Back to Bracewell, trying to find feet. O'Donoghue's making a run on the right-hand side. Can't get in on it. Coogee put the ball out, and it will be a goal kick. They keep attacking, the Gorillas keep defending. It's a game of football, that's all part of it. You'd like it to be a little bit more even in a final. Gorillas probably massive underdogs in this game. Andreas plays it long, in around the centre circle, around halfway. Omar's everywhere at the moment. He's running all over the place for the Gorillas, and nice pass to Juan, who turns promptly, looking for a run, and that's McHattie that made his way down the wing. Good pressure on him, and the cross comes straight to Barra Samoas and goals for the Gorillas. Plays it straight away to Butterick, and it was a decent ball, and probably talk to your wingers to be starting on the sideline there to be able to get onto the ball. Throwing for McHattie, puts it back to Simon Hawks Lynn. Loose touch, and Bruce Gallagher gets on the ball and hits one, and into the top right corner, and Estu Ugarte had no chance. It all came from a Coogee throw-in. I couldn't believe that they turned over possession so easily with Hawks Lynn. Gallagher, freshly back from Glasgow, got a touch, took another touch, and rifled it into the top right corner. Pass to Ugarte. It's 1-0 to the Glebe Gorillas. Again, this video is sponsored by Awake Water. And again, this is 2 minutes of absolute tackles, and this is 2 minutes of vulnerability. And the Gorillas need to press every little pass and put in the big effort here It is a vulnerability time immediately after you score, and Bruce Gallagher is not running as much as I'd like him to run. He's just scored. Can't take that away from him. Just need to keep pressing here, and trying to lead that on the left-hand side was Stewie. Absolutely class play. Good pressure from Donny. Will be a throw-in for the Gorillas, who you can noticeably see trying to slow it down already. We've just played under 16 minutes here at Hensley Athletic Stadium, and it is the underdogs, the Glebe Gorillas, over 35s, formed 4 years ago, are 1-0 up against Coogee. Free kick to Coogee. Coogee have been probably the better team in the opening 15 minutes here. They've had more attacks, and Gorillas are just happy to clear their lines and try and keep the ball up front when they get it. Falls to Coogee again. Nice turn in the middle. Intercepted by Scotty. Free kick given to Coogee. It's been probably a free kick a minute at least in this game. It is absolutely stop start, and if you are 1-0 up, you probably don't mind that too much. No cards have been brandished at this early point by our referee George. Coogee got a free kick about probably 35 to 40 yards out here. Looks like Juan is stepping up to take it. Referee George just marching back the wall. Bruce Gallagher trying to put Juan off. It's chipped in. Did go for goal. It was disguised as a cross, but it went directly over the bar of Andrea Barris-Simoes, who was confident enough it was going over and didn't need to get fingertips to it. Barris-Simoes playing it long. Notice that he hasn't slowed it down at all there, and trying to get in there was Brian O'Rourke, and he's adjudged to have fouled. Played quickly by Coogee to the left hand side to McHattie. Into the middle to Juan. Touch on to Murray, who's trying to turn on the ball. Nice pass into Juan, who's continued his run. Akeem gets a touch on it, out for a corner. He was tracked well by the centre half. It is a long time to try and hold a 1-goal lead, especially with the attack that Coogee have, and pushing on from midfield, playing an option of a short corner here again. Decides against it and puts it into the box, won by big man Jefferson. Gorillas trying to win the second ball and do clear it out by O'Rourke towards Butterick, and it was a challenge on him from McHattie, and referee just goes throw in, and I can understand that position. Seemed that the ball was played, and referee didn't note any contact from the Coogee player on the gaffer, Dan Butterick, for the Glebe Gorillas, and Glebe Gorillas are happy to slow it down just a little bit. Butterick gets up, probably has a couple of words there, and just gets the throw in going forward, goes over the head of O'Rourke, no touch. Bracewell plays it back to Keating, steps inside under pressure from Bruce, and that's pretty much how he got his goal, a little bit of pressure. Intercepted again, and I think that was Simon Hawks Lynn, whose confidence must be down a little bit after that interception and that goal, but Spitz on the ball looking to turn. He turns beautifully. Spitz looking to split the defence, plays it out to the left wing. Smith just dummying one and trying to lay it out. Someone's going to have a shot here, and there is a shot. Comes to the left of the Gorillas' goals and harmlessly wide as regards as Andreas Barris-Simoes' opinion. I think that was Bracewell, the number 10, that hit that one after good play from Smith. Andreas would love to keep a clean sheet in this grand final. There's one thing between loving a clean sheet and actually getting one. A lot of things have to go right for you, and that goal kick didn't go purposely correct. Ian McHattie looking for options. Throws it forward this time. It did come from his throw-in at the Gorillas. Or if Bruce Gallagher did pounce on the ball, and Swanee wins that in the middle, and There was a touch of a hand on that. It did kind of bounce awkwardly, and Coogee are looking to play this quickly. Buderick is just standing in around the ball, making sure that doesn't occur.
Just sitting here on the sideline, tutoring the beautiful game of football. They're balking here. Referees telling them get back on your mark.
Juan looking to possibly curl this in towards the right side of the 6-yard box, you would imagine, to make it as difficult as possible for Andreas Barros to catch. Not enough on it. Headed out, falling to Spitz. Brave header by Swanee, comes back to Juan. Passes it back and comes outside to Keating. Turns it back into the middle. Comes to Juan. Passing it around, just exerting their dominance, not on the score sheet, but in possession. Coogee, they've probably had about 75% possession, in my opinion. Coogee in possession of the ball, trying to break into the box here. Will go out for a throw in to Coogee. A little bit of pushing and shoving there, and pressure from Donny, and he's just working back, and so is Buderick. It's pretty much 4-5-1 that the Gorillas are playing. Coogee seem to be in a 4-3-3 situation, but it is fluid with Juan and O'Donoghue coming in from the wings, playing in the middle at any time. Free kick to Coogee. Spitz puts it in left-footed, won by Jefferson, out for a corner. Juan coming out to take it. They do have set-piece specialists here, Coogee, and Juan and Shea Spitz are well able to hit the ball, run short again, put in and out for another corner. It was good movement. Gorillas are really not awake to these short corners at this point, and as I've mentioned, Coogee have done these for years. Gorillas marking up any loose shirts in the middle. Runs are good from Coogee as the ball comes in, tries to be flicked on near post. O'Donoghue O'Rourke tries to clear it out as O'Donoghue was trying to pounce and put it in. Looks like it's going to be another corner. Last time I saw the box at the other end, I was training. Looking for a ball. Referee will not be adding on any time here for delays in getting balls, or our ball boys. Thank you very much for ESFA for organising that. Referee stating that there's another ball on the pitch, and Lino has just kicked that ball onto the pitch as the corner has been taken short again, and might look to play it long. There's only one Gorilla putting on pressure. Comes in near post again. Omar gets a toe on it, falls to Juan, who has an effort, blocked at near range. Bracewell on the ball. Camley plays it to the left hand side. Played to McCaddy, linking up in the middle with Spitz to Juan. Juan turns, tries to link with McCaddy. Excellent challenge from the Gorillas, trying to play out his Swanee, intercepted by Juan. Lovely little feet movement from the Spaniard. Plays it in to Murray. Half chance here for Coogee. Excellent pressure from Donny to win it though. Brilliant pressure from Donny, and he's off down the left wing. He's got Bruce Gallagher running with him, and lots of Coogee players coming back now. Donny retains possession. Buderick was the obvious switch of play, plays it to him. Buderick has only got one in the middle, plays it, was mostly coming towards Donny, but cleared out by Coogee, and touched forward excellently by Juan. Cuts into the middle, still in possession, turns one way, then the other. Plays it to Spitz, who's come out to the left hand side in an onside position. Good overlap by McCaddy, puts it in first time, and Andrea Barris-Demois comes to take it. Good play by Coogee. Buderick looking for options, plays it back to O'Rourke. switches play to Donny. He's a very good option to play it to, and he takes a good touch forward. There is quality in both sides, or are quality in both sides. You see that from the touches from Juan and from Donny on the wings. Other players as well, obviously, but those two standing out for their respective teams. Back again to Bannister. Switch of play. McCaddy touched the Bracewell in the middle. Tries to link up with Spitz that was up front, or Juan that came to. Now it's with Spitz. Spitz goes past one, past two, cuts back inside. Spitz crosses it. Nobody was coming onto that for Coogee. It was really good wing play by Spitz. The number 9 is floating to the left-hand side when he wants to. Gorillas just can't seem to hold it upfield at all. They did have 5 on the counter-attack there. If they weren't fully up, they were in around midfield, and they needed to hold possession just a little bit better. Coogee are just dominant in getting the ball back and staying in possession and making the Gorillas work for absolutely everything, and they are doing that work as the shot comes in from the right hand side. A decent effort for Coogee. They're not hitting the target a lot, will be one issue. That was their captain Anto Murray who hit that one to the left and wide, but he felt that they needed to have a shot. Did have one just off target. Andrea Barras-Simoes, as the ball boy does the 100 metres, gives up after 50. Gorillas won't be giving up here at all. They do have a 1-0 lead. There is a bit of holding there on the big man Brian O'Rourke in the middle for the Gorillas. Swanee's looking to stretch it. Leaves it for Butterick. Donny's holding short. Scotty's looking to go long. No one's looking on the second ball where O'Rourke should be around a little bit further right now. Chipped in to Bruce Gallagher and off a Coogee head, comes straight to Swanee. Turns inside to Butterick, crosses it to Bruce, hits it first time. It's on target. If it had bounced, it would have been tricky for the keeper, Ugarte. He just took it straight into his arms, but first time effort from Bruce. He is the only goal scorer in this game. He can pretty much do what he wants so far. Simon Hawks Lynn looking to pass around back to Ian McHattie. Hawks Lynn on the ball now, actually playing it into Juan. Flicks it through to Anto. Back to Juan. Jimmy Horn is the gaffer for Coogee. He is an excellent gaffer, an Irishman, and he does have these guys in decent shape, and I'm sure that they're training at least once or twice a week under his guidance. Warm-up looked absolutely class, to be honest, and you would expect that from a coach of that level. They do have a star-studded bench of guys who have come up through the Coogee ranks and sometimes Waverley ranks. Phil Taylor in number 4 is a right winger. Chris Rose, who has solely been Coogee, is a left back predominantly, can sometimes play on the right. Adam Marling, I think, is a centre mid. Jesse Taylor is more of a centre back. He's number 11 and he's been borrowed for this final. Daniel Mitchell is number 14. Connor Dillon is 16 and Paul Andrews is number 22, and we'll likely see them as this final progresses with Omar Mehdi on the ball looking to turn. He's buckled over and does get a free kick.
And the fans, they're bellowing out every single time. Well,
and it is Kilmac Civil who do sponsor the Glebe Gorillas over 35's A team. And thank you very much to Johnny O'Donoghue, who's on the bench for the Glebe Gorillas, alongside Padraig Blake. We do have Wayne Chen on the bench. We do have Song Yi Ming on the bench. And we do have Felipe on the bench as well for the Gorillas. It has been difficult to keep numbers throughout the year, but we have gotten through to the final. Played some excellent stuff in the last 4 or 5 games as Dewey pushes over O'Donoghue and gives away a free kick to Coogee on the far side. Bannister throws it down, looking to take it quickly. Donny standing in front, impeding as much as he can without getting carded. Linking up in the middle with O'Donoghue. Bannister plays it back to Hawksling. McCaddy playing well in the middle. I think maybe Adam Marling, who's number 8 in the middle. Half chance here, and there is a flag that has gone up and offside again for Coogee. Jefferson plays it to Swanee on the right full back position into Omar, who's under a little bit of pressure. Plays it to Scotty, who was under too much pressure, and Coogee have a half a chance here to have a shot. Intercepted at the pivotal moment, and Gorillas looking to clear their lines. Play it straight to Bannister, who turns and plays it inside to, I think, Adam Marling, who's playing in that holding role, the number 8. Ian McCaddy. Bracewell turns one way or the other. Previously played for UNSW and Waverley. Played for Coogee prior to that. Good skill on the left-hand side, but chipped over the bar, and another goal kick for the Gorillas. They've had a lot of goal kicks in this first half. They're 1-0 up. They'll be glad that they're goal kicks and not attempts on target or anything like that, as the lino kicks on another ball. Gorillas slightly slowing it down, and referee not saying anything at this point. Andrea Barry-Simois about to take the kick out. Gorillas in a 1-0 lead. Coogee playing excellent stuff, retaining possession. Gorillas just parking the bus somewhat and getting forward where they can on little bus trips. Free kick, slowing it down again on the far side. Coogee player looks to be off the field. Referee will just check that there is a safe position for him to be in and that the player is okay. The time for some of the players to take on water. It has been a hottish day and a balmy day in the eastern suburbs of Sydney. The Glebe Gorillas do drink Awake water, and this video is sponsored by Awake Water, the finest water in New South Wales, and your body is 70 to 90% water. If you choose to go to Awake Water, go to awakewater.earth and use the code football25. You get a free bottle on your first purchase. Remember, folks, we're doing this for the good of the community of football, for you guys to enjoy this, to be looking back on a game like this in 10 years, talking to your kids, going, yeah, I played a grand final and we had a commentator on it, and who knows, we'll be able to commentate on future games for both these clubs. We are getting huge interest left and right from clubs in different football associations, but would love to keep it in the eastern suburbs as well. Shane Spitz for Coogee, looking to turn, intercepted by Akeem, played straight to Donny, sees Bruce Gallagher in a little bit of space, and he's just beyond Keating, and Gallagher tries to do a Maradona turn, but Keating just plays it down the line. Donoghue trying to link up with Murray, played to Spitz in the middle, sees Juan on the left hand side, a gorgeous turn again, always looking to play forward, and it's McCaddy looking to play it in left footed, falls again to Juan, looking to turn and possibly have a shot or a cross, half intercepted, headed back into danger by the Gorillas. Coogee Spitz looking to have a shot. Juan trying to find a half a step to put one on target, comes back to him. Gorillas have 2 banks of 4, 5 and 3 actually. Passing it around close quarters. McCaddy plays it back to Bracewell, looking to swing one in. Bracewell takes a step to his right, may have a shot now. Bracewell just chips it to the back post. MacDonald gets in front. Donny tries to come out, but it is blocked, I think, by Smith on the way out. And it will be another goal kick for the Glebe Gorillas.
Expect the Gorillas to press up to them. They haven't done
Keeper not really slowing it down noticeably, and the referee hasn't needed to speak to the keeper at this point. He's keeping it going at a decent pace that Coogee aren't complaining either as the ball comes towards O'Rourke. Himself and Scotty get in each other's way and nobody has got up. O'Rourke coming back to press again. Butterick sees a run from Ian McHattie, who's going to keep Butterick busy. Juan plays it to McHattie, left-footed again. He's had a chance to put in a lot of crosses and trying to turn on the ball here is Stewie. Plays it to Donny early. Donny sees Bruce Gallagher making a run down the line. It was a decent ball, just slightly overhit to be honest. Ugarte plays it short. Simon Hawks Lynn to Bracewell. Turns under a little bit of pressure, keeps the ball. O'Rourke was the one that had stepped up putting on that pressure with Brucey. Switched to McHattie, who's got a great run forward, takes it on his left. Butterick gets back with him. Butterick just clears it towards Swanee, who keeps it in, and Juan can't get a tackle on him and doesn't come to O'Rourke. Won by Simon Hawks Lynn. Played to Smith. Getting forward is Keating. Cross comes in from Ian McDonald. Ian O'Donoghue, I should say. Comes out to O'Rourke in the middle. He's fouled. Referee doesn't call anything. Half a chance here for Coogee in the transition. Gorillas battling hard. Half cleared out. Referee calling, being shouted at. Omar was saying there was a free kick in there. Spitz is on the ball. Plays it back and it's all Coogee around the box looking to have a shot, but it comes to Donny on the far side under pressure from O'Donoghue immediately. Donny had to play it down the line to Bruce. Bruce needs to be ready for every little poke forward to him. Back to Keating. Hawks Lane. Shane Spitz puts it forward. Murray looking to put it in. It's a cross by Anto Murray. Won by Stewie, flicks it on to Donny, and it's 8-9 Gorillas in the box at one stage there, just defending this 1-0 lead. It's a mammoth effort and they're just clearing their lines where they can. There's no rhyme or reason, just get it out. Gorillas working extremely hard as they have done in the quarter final against a namesake Glebe Wanderers, who are absolutely class this year, despite 4 games at the start where they weren't too class, and they were better than their first grade team as well. There are some 35 teams that are better than their first grade team. Not at the Glebe Gorillas, not yet, but there will be some of them coming through next year hopefully. Possible free kick and yellow card situation on the far side as Donny is taken out of it. Donny Corbett was absolutely taken out of it. He was coming into this game with a cracked rib and he's just absolutely been buckled there as he plays the ball forward. I think Bannister was the one that took him out. Referee just making sure that Donny's okay, and some of the bench coming on for the Gorillas saying, stay on the pitch, Donny, stay on the pitch, or otherwise you'll have to come off, or else they'll play on and we'll only have 10. Coogee going in with a forceful challenge just seems to play a little bit into the Gorillas' hands here, or Gorillas' pause here, as they do have a little bit of a pause and there won't be any additional time, as I understand, in this grand final. It would be a huge achievement in itself to get to half time 1-0 up, but the pressure that is coming on from Coogee is relentless, and Donny is up and the free kick is coming in here, headed out by Keating, flicked on to McHattie, looking for Bracewell in the middle, plays it to Juan, and then Bracewell under good pressure there from Scotty, and referee calls rightly free kick there as Scotty goes through the back of him. Coogee taking a little time now to make sure that everything is okay on their side as regards player safety. Simon Hawks, Lynn and
He got the ball between the legs. That's
Keating are just discussing with the referee of whether that should be a yellow card. I think it was Bracewell that was taken out of it, and he likes to discuss things with referees. Bannister
there's a lot of changes in play, but
turns back, plays it to Keating.
the statistics would have to be 80% to Coogee.
Simon Hawks, Lynn.
Any more than that, they may as
Brian
well.
O'Rourke putting a little bit of pressure on him, and Juan dummied it. It comes through, and Coogee are looking to put in a cross. Goes to the left of the post again, and another wide. And I can't see him clearly, but Jimmy Horan on the far side, I'd imagine his head is going down and down every time that occurs, that they just don't get an attempt on target. Coogee saying, hey, they're slowing it down now, and they did try and slow it down a little bit there, the Gorillas. Anton Murray is just speaking to the referee in that regard, and Brian O'Rourke stayed down, didn't foul either. It does come to him at the right time. Bruce Gallagher can't link up, and it is Coogee on the break here again. Played into Spitz, trying to turn one way or another, feel the contact, and he's got an advantage, and Shea Spitz has one. No spillage from Andreas Barris-Simoes in goals there. He had soft palms on it, he got down early, and Spitz couldn't beat him from that range. Barris-Simoes plays it long, and O'Rourke has done brilliantly actually to get over and win that header. Coogee just cleared their lines, but well done Brian O'Rourke. He ran probably 15 yards to get that header, and there was a little bounce in between that bought him a little bit of time, and Scotty says, well done lad.
I talk about, substitutions, potentially what the yellow cards were.
Gorilla's just looking to slow it down here a little bit, thrown into Scotty's feet from Swanee. He can't keep it in. Juan will leave it to Ian McCaddy at the left full back position, who will only throw forward from now on. He's taken a few extra steps there as well. Ball comes into Omar, who just adds onto it towards Bruce. Not exactly towards him. Scotty trying to win it, intercepted in the middle by Marlin. Ian O'Donoghue looking to turn, twist one way and the other. That was Spitz on the ball, he's come out wide for that. O'Donoghue now back to Spitz. Inside to Anto, cleared out to Donny. Twist inside, but Spitz comes in and he gets clattered, and it will be a free kick to Coogee. And Spitz is roaring at the referee George, saying that should be a yellow card, as one of the Gorillas does go down to the ground following that challenge, and I think that it is O'Rourke, maybe Akeem actually. Lino Daniel is just checking his watch, and we're looking to see any confirmation that we're getting close to half time. No indication from our Lino or fourth official on the other side.
Referee's keeping busy. Probably running out of lines in his notebook.
I believe we're about 3-4 minutes for the Gorillas to hold on here, and it is another free kick for Shea Spitz, who is a quality player, playing at over 35s level here in the eastern suburbs. Left footed from Spitz, won by the big man Jefferson. It will go out for another corner. He has been a big addition to the Glebe Gorillas this year. He is a big physical presence.
42nd, 43rd minute.
Corner here for Coogee United over 35 championship team, as they are one behind in this grand final. Chance just outside the post from a Coogee head. They are creating chances, folks. They are knocking on the Gorilla doors, but Gorillas don't live indoors, they live in jungles, and they will battle guerrilla warfare all through this final, I'm sure. They've just won a little war of attrition on the far side. Free kick to the Glebe Gorillas. Played into Scotty. Stewie plays it down the line just over Donny's head. Gorillas did come fourth in the league last year, tried to better it this year, but we came fourth again, and Waverley were unlucky not to pip us to that spot, just being 1 point behind. And Pagewood were absolutely class this year as well, drubbing us on one occasion as Swan plays it down the line and Jefferson just gets across and flicked on by Swanee. Little touches like that are absolutely pivotal to buy time for the Gorillas. Lovely pass by Brian, great pace on the pass. Could have been offside there, Bruce, but the pass to Bruce was definitely overhit and couldn't get on top of that at all. I think it was Butterick who played that ball, and we are at half time, and it is the Glebe Gorillas who are 1-0 up here in this grand final. They did come fourth. They've had to beat Glebe Wanderers in extra time. They've had to beat Dunbar Rovers, the unbeaten Dunbar Rovers, of whom there are many here watching tonight, on penalties. And it's 1-0 versus the massive club of Coogee United here at half time. We'll be back with the second half coming shortly.
Took me a while to warm up the old legs when I got there. A couple of key interceptions, key clearances. That's what you want. He's just saying, boys, I don't know why you're worried. I think you've got time to have a chat. See you later.
Getting ready here for the start of the second half of the over 35s Championship Eastern Suburbs Division. It is the Glebe Gorillas in a 1-0 lead. A score from their returning striker from Scotland, Bruce Gallagher, in the 15th minute, intercepting from a misplaced pass following a throw-in backwards by Coogee. And Bruce took a couple of touches and then put it in the top right corner. Ernesto Ugarte had no chance in goals, but Coogee have had many attempts, many balls that have gone wide, few on target, and a multiple amount of corners as well in the first half, and they'll continue to keep the pressure on here. Hawks Lynn seems to be gone into a more right back position. I'm just noticing as Shea Spitz plays a lovely little flick on it. Good challenge there by Brian O'Rourke, or Scotty I should say. Play down the line to Bruce, who does try and hold it up. That was part of the half-time team talk from Butterick. Try and hold it up, Bruce, as much as you can. Bring us into play. But we're happy to defend the rest of this half as well in our own half, or deep in our own half. Coogee looking to mount the attack, switch it on to the left wing. I think we have O'Donoghue playing on that left wing now, trying to link up with his striker Murray, number 20, their captain, playing it back to Bracewell in the middle. Coogee, not sure if they've made subs at half time. We'll try and identify that as we go, and they're trying to twist and turn into the box, and Gorillas had got a touch on it and did kick it out for a throw in instead of a corner. O'Donoghue takes it quickly, goes against him, foul throw in a grand final. That's tough going. Swanee throws it down the line, intercepted by Coogee. Comes back to Swanee, who swings it and gets it a little bit further down. Juan comes back into the middle. Out to the left-hand side, Coogee looking to attack, still in possession of the ball. Passing around, Gallagher gets back brilliantly, links up with Donny to Scotty in the middle, who's absolutely crushed there and wins a free kick for the Gorillas. Donny actually putting his body on the line. He came into this game with a cracked rib, and he's an absolute hero for the Reds out there tonight. Donny on the ball again. Would have been part of the halftime team talk to watch him possibly as Omar plays a ball in to Gallagher. Gallagher brilliantly battling, gets the ball back for the Gorillas. Scotty plays it to Brian on the right side, intercepted, and Coogee get it forward quickly to Anto Murray. Turns one way and the other and plays it to an offside Shea Spitz, who had made a good run, but Anto couldn't get it to him quickly enough. Lino did have his flag up early. Jefferson to take the resulting indirect free kick for the Gorillas. Gorillas are sponsored by Kilmac Civil. Thank you very much to Johnny O'Driscoll for sponsoring us this year. We look forward to having you again next year, mate. Johnny is on the bench for the Gorillas and probably will be coming on in the second half. Coogee passing it around, Keating to Simon Hawks-Ling. Ian McCarthy plays it forward. Murray under a lot of pressure, doesn't get a free kick, and Gorillas are on the break here with Butterick. Still Butterick, plays it back to Swanee. Omar looking as an option in the middle, and Swanee is bowled over and will get a free kick as a result. Referee George is coming over here to place the ball down for this resulting free kick to the Glebe Gorillas, who are 1-0 up here at Hensley Athletic Stadium on a Friday night. Is this Friday night football at its best, folks? Top four battles, final two. It is the Glebe Gorillas versus Coogee United Championship over 35s at both levels. Both at over 35, both the championship and an offside there as Ugarte gets up well to take it, and referee says just play on, you're in possession of the ball. Good refereeing. Ian McCarthy looking to turn, play it back to Keating. Switches it to Hawks-Ling. Under no pressure at all from the Gorillas. Gorillas are happy to defend from about a halfway point back in their own half, and there's a foul off the ball there by Donny. Donny apologising there. There's no point apologising if the ref doesn't see it, Donny. That's showmanship almost correctly. Donny, one-man wall here. Put in by Marling to the back post. Coogee still on the attack. Header won by Swanee. And again by Swanee. Cleared out. Spits at the edge of the box. Under pressure. Shot from Bannister. Saved by Andrea Samois twice. He spilt the first one. It fell outside. And I think it was O'Donoghue that had the effort. Andrea Barris-Samois gets a huge cheer from the crowd to keep it clean for the Glebe Gorillas and put it out for a corner. Juano to take. The wind is swirling. You can see the corner flag there. Movement inside from Coogee is good. Omar gets up. Not cleared by the Gorillas. Still not cleared. Half chance. Cleared out now. Corner again, I believe. He's gone throw in, I think. Lino did take time to put up his flag there. Donny was asking him the question. Being left like a corner. No, it's a throw. Thrown really pacefully at the advancing striker, and there was no way that he was going to be able to take a soft enough touch to get a second touch and just put it out of play. And Andrea Barris-Samois will come over slowly and ask about getting the ball back. He'll walk back halfway as well as run back, actually. He's not wasted any time, but it must be in his head to keep her. Gorillas just need to keep it going at a tempo as well and keep battling all the time. Comes to O'Rourke. Good ball from Andrea Barris-Samois over the head of Omar, played by Shea Spitz. Almost flicked on by Bruce. Comes to Brian O'Rourke, wins an excellent challenge. There's a bit of contact on him, and referee has stepped in to give him a free kick, and O'Rourke is applauding the referee on that. He can sometimes say things that aren't too nice towards referees. Again, gentleman off the pitch and does an awful lot for the Glebe Gorillas behind the scenes. Doesn't look for any thanks at all for it. Floated in towards Donny. Bannister wins the header out for a corner to the Gorillas. Donny doesn't play it short, leaves it for Butterick. Daniel Butterick in his last game for the Glebe Gorillas. Can he produce some quality here? Yes, he can, towards the back post, and Akeem couldn't get a header on it. It was swirling. Ugarte wasn't exactly on the ball. Nobody was. It just curled wide in the end, and Ugarte is looking to get the black and white stripes on the advance immediately from that. McCaddy. Back to Keating. Hawksling. Passing it in. O'Donoghue on the ball, a lot of pressure on him, and it's broken for Bruce. Lays it off, played down the line, a tough one to get on the back of, to be honest. Bruce worked very, very hard on that. I think that came from Scotty. Johnny has come on, possibly. That's Scotty, I believe, in the middle. Thrown by Coogee. A lot of pressure on them in each and every challenge. It's coming in from the Gorillas. Bruce can't link up. Coogee just looking for options and slowing it down. They've got 4 in the attacking vicinity, but they're not getting past the Gorilla midfield at the moment, and Gorillas do have an advantage. Referee hasn't blown the whistle. Passed into Bruce, lovely pass, and nice touch there from Keating just to advance it out, and Bruce did keep it in for a little bit of time, and O'Rourke can't get on the end of it. Thrown quickly by Coogee. Lovely turn. Excellent challenge by Omar. Coogee breaking on the left wing now. Stepping inside. Anto passes a good challenge there by Butterick on the right. Marlin chips it over. Anto puts it in first time. Comes off the side of his foot. Another goal kick. Another head down for James Horan, the coach. Gorillas, you'd think, wouldn't be needing to make subs in the next 5 or 10 minutes. They are working extremely hard. No one seems to be faltering noticeably at this point. Andrea plays it long to Butterick, who takes a nice touch under a lot of pressure from O'Donoghue, who just boots it towards the road. Back to Jeff, plays it down the line and bouncing around. Omar plays it forward first time and won't get to Butterick. High challenge there, and ball kept in by Coogee, comes all the way through to Andreas. He's taking a little bit of time where allowed. The ball is in play. Plays it long, good distance towards Bruce, and he's maybe in here. Calms out Ugarte well and claims it. Bruce saw it bounce once and thought he was going to get a second bounce. You generally don't at this level. Someone's going to get something on it. Ian McCaddy plays it into the middle. Bracewell trying to link up with Shea Spitz. Anto plays it forward. Receives it back again, Spitz. Getting everyone forward here. Coogee bar 2. Nice little flick on. Comes back to Spitz. To Juan on the left hand side. 1-2 with Anto. Still Juan coming through. Takes some contact. Nothing given. Big Jefferson coming in and a shot as he was falling. And referee doesn't make a decision in favour of Coogee. Gorillas are protesting something. A lot of Gorillas getting in around the referee. They're dispersing now. Going to be a goal kick to the Gorillas. Coogee, I think we're looking for a penalty. They are discussing this largely with the referee. The Gorillas were absolutely around, and the referee might need to even go and speak to his lino to see if he's seen anything. Referee is just speaking calmly to the players. There's no one throwing their hands up in the air, and seems to be a yellow card brandished there, you'd imagine, for something that was said.
Yeah, I'm doing well. But
Coogee visibly upset with the decision not given there. I didn't see clearly what they were referring to. Possibly a penalty decision.
they watch it. They watch it. It's not I'd like to do that.
Free kick to the Gorillas. Jefferson to take, and Donny is angling that he wants to get in. Bruce is shaping backwards, looking to turn. Jefferson can boot the ball that long. Doesn't get brilliant contact on it. Intercepted half and falls to Coogee. Do take it under control and play it through ball. Through to Akeem, who turns on it perfectly, and he's under a little bit of pressure here. Chips it forward. Can't link up with Bruce, and Akeem just gets back in his position and knows that there's a job to be done. We can just clear it like that. If it almost comes to a player, my job is done. Good challenge by Swanee. Full-backs are working extremely hard, Swanee and Stewie. Coogee do like to attack on the wings. McCaddy, O'Donoghue trying to link up and play it in, and Jefferson just needs to get as much power on that and get that away, and puts it away for a corner. Gorillas don't mind giving away corners. They are confident enough they can defend them. Referee comes across and speaks to the lino. Yellow card. Not sure which player has gotten that. Referee is walking over to him. Looks to be not sure who's received that, unfortunately. Have a double check and we'll try and let you know. There's been something said to the lino as Gorillas do clear the ball out, bouncing back and forward. Jefferson again, Mammoth at the back for the Gorillas. Free kick given. Simon Hawks Lynn, the number 17, got a card in the 38, and I think that was Ian O'Donoghue, the number 13, who got one in the 58th minute. Here is our sponsor on the pitch as Stewie comes off and Johnny O'Driscoll slots into left full back. Loves playing there, he tells me. Put in and comes straight onto Johnny O'Driscoll's head. He didn't know much about it, but that was his first touch, and he put it in a better position for the Gorillas. Donny trying to link up with Bruce, but Ugarte is out to win it. Over Johnny's head, back to Akeem, who needs to let it go in 2 touches. Donny looking to approach the ball and take control. He's taken out of it from behind in front of the referee. Spitz gives that away. Shouts from the crowd to send him off, and nothing given more than a free kick, which Butterick will take. Butterick curls it in. Decent ball. Won by Coogee, and batting it out there is Keating. O'Donoghue on the far side. Plays it into Spitz under a lot of pressure. Omar putting pressure on the far wing as Murray tries to get it in. Long ball into the middle. Hits off Johnny, and Akeem just clears it, and there's a decision to be made from the referee here. There are 2 injured players. I thought it was a fair coming together, in my opinion. Referee is making sure that the players are okay in the first instance, and this is another pause that will benefit the Glebe Gorillas, who are in a 1-0 position here in this grand final. They won't want to go to extra time, the Glebe Gorillas. Both players seem to be... One player from Coogee has gotten up, and we still have a player on the ground from the Gorillas. He's trying to get up. Donny again had a cracked rib coming into this game, and he's absolutely battling and gives a little handshake there to his Irish compatriot Johnny.
There's no money in it. So there is if like
Ugarte comes out to take a touch,
we don't do this for
plays it to Keating,
the right. We do
looking
it
to
for the love.
belt it forward, and he does hit it forward well.
Is they're just providing.
Cleared out there by Jefferson again, who's taking no chances at all today. Thrown into the edge of the box. Omar's putting good pressure on Spitz. Still Spitz trying to twist and turn. Plays it out wide. O'Donoghue tries to put in a cross. Blocked by Jeff again and cleared out there by Swanee. That's what the Gorillas are all about, the first and second ball. With Coogee back here, retain possession, and they'll want to do it all again. Nice chip ball, possibly offside there, but won by Donny, and Johnny comes in to win the next one and uses his belly to win the next challenge, and Donny is taken out of it again, and that will be a yellow card for Coogee, who are protesting an awful lot, and I think that's Adam Marling that got that card. Coogee are complaining about something. Number 17 stepping up, going, what's going wrong? Simon Hawks Lynn, he's playing more of a right side position now. They do a very good substitutes on the bench, and you can see the medics there, Podge coming on, checking that Donny is alright, and probably telling him to slow it down a little bit, but he were almost there. And there has been a yellow card issued to the Coogee player, so Donny should not have to come off the pitch. The referee is ushering them both off the pitch, and Podge is arguing that there's a yellow card being given and he shouldn't have had to come off the pitch, and Glebe Gorillas are down to 10 and Donny's off the pitch for a moment, and he's asking can he come back on, but he can't raise his arms. Lino's telling him he needs to wait, and Donny's still not on the pitch, and that was a frustrating moment for Donny Corbett, who's had challenge after challenge on him, and I absolutely agree there that if you see a yellow card being given to the opposing player who's challenged in that, you could come on as a physio and the player doesn't need to come off the pitch. He could be treated on the pitch and doesn't need to come off. If there's no yellow card, then the player would need to come off the pitch, and yeah, it's a situation that was being argued there with the Glebe Gorilla coach, Podge. Jefferson wins the first one, breaks through, and Coogee have an effort off target again. It was Daniel Mitchell, possibly the number 14, that's hit that one. Andrea Barris-Samoa looking to play it long. Gorillas just need to keep holding on. Long ball towards halfway. Goes out for a Gorilla ball. Big shout out to Jesse Taylor as well, the number 11, who's on the bench and borrowed. That he's been part of this Coogee team for as long as I've known him, probably like 4 or 5 years. We did play in Waverley together at a different time. Jesse has taken the reins for the over 35s Coogee team, and Jimmy Horan has come in. Jesse is his assistant tonight, along with Ming, who's a top man, and that's a top save from the shot by Andrea Barris-Samoa. Puts it out for another corner. We're definitely in the teens of amount of corners that Coogee have won. Coogee just one chance, that's all they want. If they get one, the old saying is you'll get another. One by Butterick. Free kick to Coogee and yellow card for the Glebe Gorillas. We just have a confirmation who that is. Possibly Scott Hasselgrades that's been given that yellow card by George.
Purely focused on the boys
Coogee lining up a free kick.
while they're playing. Their interactions are
Number 14 is on that, Daniel Mitchell. He wants to take it left footed.
yeah, that'd be look, you know, good luck to them. You know, especially
Mitchell lining it up. Andrea Barris Samoas organising his defence. Coogee have a good chance here as Ming, who I was just speaking about as part of the Coogee coaching staff. Hit straight into the wall by Mitchell. Cleared out by Swanee.
I don't think those people would ever sit down.
Was out for a throw in to the Gorillas.
Who are just coaches because that's all they know.
I think that's Podge that's come on at right back actually for the Gorillas. Played and possibly offside there. First time by Akeem. Couldn't link up with Bruce, who's running his heart out there, and referee plays a good advantage with Ugarte. Rolls it out to Keating. Simon Hawks-Ling plays it into the middle. Marling looking to break forward. Anto turns and plays a ball in, can't link up. O'Rourke has a little bit of time. Turns one way then the other. Nice ball to Bruce, and Bruce is in. Bruce Gallagher to make it 2. Brilliant challenge there by Keating. He got the ball. I think he got the player a little bit as well, but that was a good old-fashioned challenge. Scissor kick or not, he got the ball. What happened with the resulting foot we'll need to look back on and debate, but seemed like a good challenge, and most of these guys grew up with those type of challenges. See nothing wrong in my eyes. Throw in to Coogee. Nice ball through there by O'Rourke, and absolutely brilliant run by Bruce. He took a little bit of too much time to try and have shots, and maybe he needed to turn the sliding defender. Turn backwards, that is. It all happened so quickly. That's why I'm not a striker. Coogee make another substitute. I think it might be Connor Dillon or Paul Andrews coming on. Free kick to Coogee. Won by Jeff again.
He's just so ingrained in the I feel like you've got too many identities.
Simon Hawks-Ling looking to throw it in for Coogee, taking a good few extra yards there. Won by Akeem, and Andrea Barris-Simoes wins it, and he takes contact on the way out, and referee has seen something, and he is going in to speak to his lino. Shouts from the Gorilla fans saying to kick him out, and talking about the Coogee striker. Andrea Barris-Simoes is on the ground, and referee might be reaching for a card. Free kick to the Gorillas is the resulting challenge, and I think Daniel Mitchell was the one that was arguing with the referee in that regard. Lino and referee speaking to each other again. Referee stepping in, saying it's a corner after all that. Was the ball out of play was the question, I guess, and it seems to be 2 minutes of not making a prompt decision or getting all the information to make a decision, I guess. And this is the right one in the end. Corner to Coogee. Spitz not ready to take it. There's too much argy-bargy in the middle. Spitz puts it in though. Header from Coogee, nowhere near goal, and Donny trying to push it out towards Johnny. Johnny's a powerful man, and it goes to Brucey. Played back, and they're under control here with McHattie. Plays it to the left side. I think Bracewell's come back on. Keeping possession, and Gorillas have 4, 6, sometimes 7 in a line of defence. That's defending a lead, folks. That's the definition. 7 out of 11. 7-11 is parking the bus.
I tell you, it's the talk to
booted out by the Glebe Gorillas over 35s, who are in a 1-0 lead here at Hensley Athletic Stadium. Friday night football, folks. This is what it's all about, and this is the pinnacle. And the Gorillas have only been in this league, the top league over 35s, for 4 years. This is a huge milestone, and to be in the final, to be in a prelim final and beat Dunbar was even huge for us. To be into this final and competing for it at this stage in the second half is absolutely unbelievable. Eduardo De Alario, our captain, has been absolutely class for us. Injured all throughout the season, but battled on, and he's been a warrior. Daz Burns, absolute best player I've ever played with, playing some of the best step overs and sending lads to the shops all the time. And he's just undergone an injury, and we wish him a speedy recovery. And you'll be back when you'll be back, guys, and you'll be absolutely flying it. Andrea Barras-Simoes will take the resulting free kick here for the Glebe Gorillas, who are still 1-0 up, battling hard against Coogee, who are barraging their goal as much as possible. Nothing of absolute quality. A couple of quality saves from Andrea Barras-Simoes, keeping Gorillas ahead in this game. Coogee, loose pass. Turn. O'Rourke plays it to the left-hand side. Can't link up. Johnny facing up here, he's backing up, and O'Rourke comes back into the middle. Coogee breaking forward. Little chip, can't get past Akeem. Turning left and playing it back to Bannister. Just happy to keep the ball. Coogee not always going forward. And Keating puts it in there. Free kick surely to the Gorillas. Referee says you have everyone back, no advantage, and a yellow card for Coogee as a result. Just jumping on the top of Brian O'Rourke there. This video is sponsored by Awake Water, the finest water in New South Wales. You can purchase Awake Water at awakewater.earth, and if you use the code FOOTBALL25, you will be able to get a free bottle on your first purchase. That was yellow card for Coogee. Didn't see who picked that up. Omar winning a header in the middle towards O'Rourke. Omar up again, getting pushed. Falls to O'Rourke, needs to win a battle. He's tripped over and he's not happy about that challenge at all. Seemed like he was in possession of the ball, and Coogee do have a chance. Pulled across the goal, and there was no one running in the middle for Coogee. There was 5 Gorillas kind of helplessly watching that ball go wide. Andrea Barras-Simoes was at the near post. If that had been on target at the far post, that would have been a different ball game. And I don't think Andrea Barras-Simoes got a touch on it. He may have. If so, it was an excellent save, and it is a corner to Coogee. The Gorillas are protesting that, setting up and facing yet another corner. That should be 20 by now. Coogee knocking on the door of the Glebe Gorilla jungle defence. 4 in the box, 4 outside the box. 1 taken and 1 back for Coogee as they make a substitute. Referee just comes over to make sure that substitute is taken correctly or is done correctly. Paul Andrews coming on here. Coogee played short again, cross it in, won by Omar. Chance at the edge of the box and doesn't fall to anyone. I think it did get a touch off Akeem's foot, and Gorillas are protesting that again, going there was no touch, and I think there was a change of direction in the ball. I'd have to agree with the referee there. Coogee leave it there with Simon Hawks Lynn, leaving it to be crossed in. Into the middle, Coogee get up, so does Jeff. Into the back post, Gorillas are marking tightly. Breaks to Daniel Butternick, who's absolutely hammered on the ground. No free kick for Butterick. And Pudge is asking the question of the referee. He was going, Butterick was absolutely taken out of it there, ref. How come there was no free kick? And we're playing on with Andrea Barris-Simoes. Towards Stoney, and Stewie's come back on the left wing for the Glebe Gorillas. Will be a Gorillas throw on the far side, and Bruce has come off. He's absolutely done his part in this final. He's been running, and he got the all-important goal in the 15th minute. Bruce Gallagher from Glasgow, take a bow, son. He's getting his bag on the halfway line here in front of us, far away from the benches. He might be needed to come back on by Eduardo Hilario, who is the stand-in coach for tonight, as Butterick is on the pitch. Coogee looking to get forward with quality. Feeds it into Anto. O'Donoghue looking to break. Podge facing him up. O'Donoghue steps inside. Challenge comes in excellently from Omar. Coogee looking to break here with Simon Hawksling, and Johnny just kicks it out. Anywhere will do for the Glebe Gorillas. It is nail-biting stuff here for the Reds and the Purple Hearts, or the Glebe Gorillas. Simon Hawksling looking for options. Over Johnny's head, comes to Jeff. Coogee trying to turn and have a shot on goal. It's still around there, not cleared, and Akeem puts it out for a corner. Again, anywhere will do, and that's probably 21 now. Coogee getting almost everyone in the box this time. 2 outside the box, 1 back. 8 against 11 for the Glebe Gorillas. Put in back post. Coogee seemed to be climbing on Akeem, but we're playing on. Butterick gets a little flick back. McCaddy has an effort, and Akeem seemed to be sliding at it, and the referee gives a goal kick in this instance. At least I think that's what he's given. Andrea Barris-Simoes has kept his goal clean tonight. Would be a massive victory for the Glebe Gorillas. Barris-Simoes clears it consistently to halfway, as he's done many times. Coogee have put it wide quite a lot in the first half especially. They've had an equal amount of corners, you could say, and nothing really to be saved massively except that double save from Andrea Barris-Simoes in goals. Ian McCaddy, nice slide in there by Brian O'Rourke, and he's on the ground. Back up again. It was Johnny actually. Coogee looking to get forward. O'Donoghue's out on the left. He's got a little bit of a space and looking to put it in left-footedly. Omar pressing excellently as well, and Podge is facing O'Donoghue as he comes on the inside, and Scotty comes in to help, and Podge is on the ball. Plays it to Donny. Scotty plays it to Donny, actually just behind him, just behind it from Podge. Donny would have been through there if there was any ball through. He might have been in an offside position as well. Johnny comes in and wins a challenge there. He was impacted, but he's a big man, and big men don't get those free kicks, and Simon Hawksling knows he's gotten away with one. Plays it back to Bannister. Hawksling again nutmegs Johnny. Scotty comes in, wins a big challenge straight to Coogee though. Coogee keeping possession. Donoghue again on the left side. Donny trying to put enough pressure. Keating puts it in left-footed, and it was a shot, not a cross, and it would have been an offside player had it come to them. Andrea Barris-Simoes is getting the ball handed back to him there by Simon Hawksling. Andrea Barris-Simoes hits it towards Donny. Running on, it's Donny. Corbett, and he just couldn't get any meaningful contact on it. I think he was trying to lob the keeper and came off his studs rather than the inside of his boot, as Ugarte was slightly advancing on him. Marlon plays it in, and half chance here, but Jefferson clears it out as O'Donoghue was advancing. Coogee getting a little bit frustrated, and will be Simon Hawksling coming off for them. Gorillas possibly looking to make a change as well. Thrown back to the most recent substitute, flicked on into the middle. Coogee have a little bit of space, but Omar gets up there and gets an important touch on it outside of the boot pass, and Juan can't get onto that. Butterick was right in there on top of him. Coogee just keeping possession again, and it's 10-1-9-1, including the keeper. All the Gorillas putting their body on the line. Shot comes in, and thought it did get a deflection, and Coogee are calling for a corner. They're not going to get one. Glebe Gorillas looking to hold on here. The crowd are getting behind them. The photographers are out. The commentator is out. Absolutely giving it all here for this over 35's grand final. Another good kick out from Andrea Barrios-Simoes, and Donny flicks it on, and Stewie is trying to get in over Donny's head. Keating tries to play it long. Barrios-Simoes needs to come out and take it, and he took something and falls to Podge, and referee is making a decision here. Gives a yellow card to Coogee, and it will be a free kick to the Glebe Gorillas. I think it was for the contact on the goalkeeper. Seemed to have punched the ball. Coogee arguing the fact when giving back the ball and wanting to get on with the game at the same time. The Gorillas hoping to hold out here at Hensley Athletic Field. Flicked forward and comes straight to Ernest Ugarte. Still Ugarte under a little bit of pressure, chips it into the middle, and Stewie is working, but his legs are tired. Johnny facing up here. Coogee still getting forward, Gorillas still working back, and Stewie is the only one kind of struggling up front there for any bit of movement. Johnny with a nice touch. Puts the pressure on immediately. Absolutely class from Donny. Johnny comes in to win the challenge and hits it for a home run for the Glebe Gorillas. Our sponsor for the year, Kilmac Civil, thank you very much. Quality company and a quality lad to have in the Glebe Gorillas over 35s as two balls come on the pitch. Thrown into feet, it's all hands both sides. Space here, Rosie plays it in. Header from Coogee off target, and that was Chris Rose, I think the number 6, who's come on for Coogee as well. Andrea Barrios-Simoes really not slowing it down, running backwards and urging his team to get out and keep fighting. Vámonos from the man from Colombia, as we almost had a chance there for the Gorillas. Scotty putting on pressure. Johnny has to hold with his player. Akeem comes across. Johnny's there for the block again with Scotty. Blocked by Akeem. Excellent defending. Comes to Johnny, gets an important touch on it, and Scotty just goes, get it out. And Stewie's gone, give us a bowl, mate. Throw in to Coogee. Time etching away here in this grand final. Rosie throws it in. Back as Omar slides in brilliantly on that, and O'Rourke gets out quickly, and it falls to Donny, who heads it the way of the Coogee boys instead of an advancing Stewie. Good pressure on here, and Gorilla's trying to get forward. Butterick with a nice pass to Donny. Coogee win it at the back and are looking to mount another attack, and it's Shea Spitz trying to get forward, and I think he's had his shirt pulled there, and it will be a free kick to Coogee as a result. I don't think there's going to be a card. They didn't seem to get an advantage, and the referee pulled it back, and will be a card for the captain of Coogee, and that is Anto Murray, who will be off for the remainder of this game. That's the boost the Gorillas needed. They felt like they've had 10 men defending against Coogee with all their attacking from the very start of this grand final. Marlon to take the free kick. Marlon flicks it in. Omar wins the header and O'Rourke gets a little bit of a contact on it and wins the next one and takes contact and should stay down really, but he's a tough lad and he's halfway up already, Brian O'Rourke. This will mean a lot to him winning this grand final as the lino is looking to kick a ball on and realises now no, not needed, just sending it up to continue the game when needed.
Yeah, I think there's definitely, it's just frustration.
Jefferson, who's played absolutely amazing for the Glebe Gorillas since he's joined them in June. Headed back, and Ugarte gets there at the right time. Throws it out to Keating.
Some harsh criticism there by the coach.
Coogee launching it forward, trying to get on parity here, but it's to an offside striker and the flag is up. The referee hasn't noticed it at this point, and that will just lead to a little bit more time as the referee does turn around and see we do have an offside, and that'll waste probably 30 seconds, of which Coogee will be going, oh, how is this not working for us? We've lost the State Cup final to Dunbar Rovers. We lost the league to Dunbar Rovers again, and we thought we had it an easier step in the final here, third time lucky and all that. But we're 1-0 behind against the mighty Glebe Gorillas, who are battled and battled, especially since scoring a goal from Bruce Gallagher in the 15th minute. Coogee have played the better of football. Gorillas have more of the fight in them, and you'd expect that with Gorillas. Johnny's got a throw in here and he's looking to slow it down. The only time he gets to slow down in his life. He's full time going with Kilmac Civil, keeping the country going. Nice little flick on, and that is it. The Gorillas have won it. They have won the grand final. They have beaten Dunbar, they've beaten Glebe Wanderers, and now they've beaten Coogee in normal time. 1-0, Bruce Gallagher scoring in the 15th minute. The Reds have done it. They're only 4 years old at the 35s level, and they'll only get better and better from here. I'd like to thank our sponsor, Awake Water, the finest water in New South Wales, for your sponsorship of this video. And you guys can get on Awake Water at awakewater.earth. Use the code football25 and you'll get a free bottle on your first purchase. And again, thank you very much to Kilmac Civil for sponsoring the Glebe Gorillas over 35s A team, and for AMC Realty for sponsoring the A and B team. This is Podge signing off from Hensley Athletic Stadium. Glebe Gorillas 1, Coogee 0.